Everybody, this is Miss K. Welcome to Miss K on Postal. So I'm in the car, riding and looking and riding, on my way to work, trying to get my mind right. And I just realized that I did not let you guys know what my thoughts and feelings were in regards to the UPS Brown doing a alleged strike. Now, for those of you who do not know, the strike is not something that's going to happen automatically. It has to be voted upon. So right now, UPS is negotiating their contracts for all their workers nationwide. And this is through their Teamsters Union. I think it's the International Brotherhood of Teamsters. And they're the ones that handle the voting process and the collection of the votes. So in the process of negotiating their contract, they call for their members to strike. This is part of their contract. This is part of something that they can do. Now, this does not mean, honey, that they're going to strike automatically. The strike will come if they feel it's necessary to strike if they're not getting their demands met. Now, they are trying to negotiate better pay, better benefits. They want better safety. They want to have air conditioning in them goddamn iron boxes. Because them shits are unsafe as hell, and not just the fact that they don't have no air in that motherfucker. There have been a couple of UPS drivers that have been assaulted. If you're where I'm at, we had one that was involved in a shootout, and the bullets just ricocheted off that metal container and killed the driver. So I can understand why they want it. Why I actually think this shit kind of gangster is the fact that your own union is allowing and can call for your workers to say, fuck this shit, and let's strike if we don't get our demands met. And this is something that they can do, and it's written in their shit. We don't have no shit like that. None of us do. We are allowed to protest, but we're not allowed to strike as postal workers. And that's the difference between working at the post office and working for UPS. Now, yes, UPS is private, allegedly. You get my drift? Allegedly. But we are technically government, not private, allegedly, right? But we can't say we do not like what you motherfuckers are offering us, and we should have the option to strike. Now, UPS is saying that they're trying to work with them because this has been going on since April of this year, them trying to negotiate their contract. And there's some things that they came to the table on to agree with that, on both sides they are okay with. But a lot of other things are on the table that have not been addressed. So UPS is telling them, hey, we need y'all to be, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Understand what I'm saying? So what UPS is doing is this week they are going to vote. And this vote is for them to determine if they want to strike. It has to be a unanimous vote if they're going to strike. So all the workers across the nation, their Teamsters, their union members will be coming to the UPS locations, and they are able to cast their vote. They collect them and they go back and count them. So if it's unanimous, and this vote will be available, they're going to have the results of this vote June 16th, like literally right around the corner. If it calls for them to strike and the contract is not coming to terms the way the workers of UPS want versus what management wants, August 1st, or before August 1st, they're going to do a 15-day strike. And do you know what that fucking means? Let's imagine it. Think of it this way. One driver for UPS makes approximately about 200 stops a day. Let's just multiply that by 100 drivers. And I'm being, small numbers. So imagine what a strike would do of 15 days. Now, mind you, us postal workers, we deal with UPS mail. We handle some of that mail. So imagine they striking and they're not making moves, and we here with the little bit amount of UPS that we do process, and some of it, is priority, their packages. What is that going to mean nationwide? It's going to be a fucking slowdown. Now, I know what y'all probably thinking. Miss K, boy, we should strike while the iron hot. They gonna be right here tripping and we should be tripping too. No, no. Miss K does not condone protesting or condone striking. We're not supposed to be doing that. We're postal workers. But if you're starting to get what's going on, workers are not with the bullshit. Especially us workers who work to provide packages, goods, services that come through these packages for the public. We don't want shitty ass, half-ass, second-rate ass service. We want to make sure that we're secure. If we're at work or if our work is out on the street, we want to have pay that reflects that work, and we want benefits because, baby, Miss K hurt right now. My whole foot hurting right now. My foot's like womp womp womp. I walk around too much. You know, sometimes it's work, sometimes it's just, hey, how you doing? Well, it's too much. This job and any job that require FedEx, UPS, us, DHL, baby, we moving our bodies all day. And that's for anybody, Amazon, anybody who's working in a warehouse situation, pushing and pulling out on the street, delivering shit. Your body hurts and our bodies feel it. We want to be compensated for the fact that we're doing all this heavy ass labor. And management needs to fucking wake up. So if I were you guys, real talk, I would pay attention after this week and see what UPS decides to do, if they're going to strike or not. Because if they're not getting what they want, you better order your shit from UPS before I don't know, the end of the month. Because you might not motherfucking get it. Might be stuck somewhere in one of their warehouses. And this is not just the drivers, y'all. This is people who work at UPS, who process the mail, who scan the packages, all that. Logistics, whatever. These are all the workers. This ain't just drivers. This is all of them. All of them. Both of them. All of them. Not some of them. All of them. They want fair pay. So this should be a lesson to us as postal employees that if we were to band to fucking together, a lot of things would get done. But the problem is we are separated by fucking ignorance and greed. And yeah, I said it. Who gonna come check me? Am I lying? Am I wrong? Does it matter what craft you're in? Does it matter which union you're in? We all should fucking be one. So when there's some shit that's going on that pertains to us as employees, as workers, we should band together and say, you know what? This shit ain't finna go down. This shit ain't finna go down. I'm not finna allow this for my craft or for any other craft that has to deal with this shit. We should have been banding together when you come in here talking about robots and machines rolling through here that could eliminate 2 to 3 bids. Are we banding together on that shit? Nah, we ain't. Because everybody watching their own ass. They're concerned about their own ass. They're not concerned about nothing else. We should have a say. Okay, so if you're going to bring this in, what does this mean for our craft? What does this mean for my bid? What does this mean for my tour? Decisions are being made and we're not even at the fucking table. But UPS, their ass is at the fucking table and they're bringing all their workers. But see, this is because they didn't start their Teamster union, I think, until 1974. Fact check me if you want, because I can't remember. I know it did start sometime in the 70s. And UPS, their union has been kind of gangster for a minute. I think they had a strike back in the 90s. And I remember that. Don't be asking Miss K about how old she is. But I remember that. And there was a lot of shit going on. I mean, shit was at a standstill. So if they decide that they don't like what the fuck is going on, they have banded together to say, we're not going to put up with this bullshit. We want what we fucking want. We want better pay. We want more pay. Because they're actually, UPS management is trying to cut, especially the part-time workers, I think $6, cut them by $6 an hour. The fuck am I supposed to do with that? $6 may not sound like a lot, but you start adding that shit on every day for a week, for a month, for a year, that $6 add the fuck up, baby. Gas is high. Shit, bread like $25 now, shit, for one loaf. With the ends off. No ends on the bread, just the middle part. So we need to take a lesson from UPS and watch this week and next week what the fuck actually jumps off, because they are showing us how shit is supposed to be done. If you don't like what I'm saying, I don't really give a fuck, because it's the fucking honest God truth. If our unions were mechanizing and weaponizing us as the employees against the damn management, saying this is not what we want, this is what we want, and if we don't get it, watch what happens. Oh, but is that striking? Is that considered striking? That's not considered striking. That's considered asking for what you want. That's like if you meet a chick or a bitch you like and you want that person, baby, I want you. I like you. I like you too, baby. You have no problem saying that. So why should we as workers have a problem in saying this is the conditions that we do not want and this is what we want? And if we don't get what we want, shit is going to slow the fuck down. But we can't do that. Remember? Okay. Anyway, just want to give a little tit for tat on that, because I hadn't said anything about it. I've been peeping it. You know Miss K peeped that shit. I done read all about it. I've been seeing what's going on, but right now nothing is really going on. It's just except that the Teamsters Union have called for their members to go and be prepared and vote to strike. This does not mean they're striking, y'all. They're asking them to vote to strike, so that when the time comes, if there is no agreement on what they want in their contract fully as a whole, it's already in the works. And that's the other gangster shit that I like. Okay, we voting on this shit? All right. So when it's time, it's time. We jumping out. Jumping out the car. Car still rolling. We jumping out. Handling business. We can't get what we want. We finna shut this shit down. And you know what's gonna happen, because after the last strike, it didn't last that long. UPS had to get them what they wanted, because they knew motherfucking better. You finna shut this shit down and not drive and not deliver packages and not scan packages and not do logistics and not do this? Baby, that's money. You know how much money that is every single fucking day that UPS would lose? But y'all don't get it though. Y'all not understanding me. It's like it's over your heads. Y'all not getting it. You'll get it. You'll get it. So, when you get a chance, on the 16th, take a look. You probably hear about it. It'll be on the news. It's on CNN. It's on everywhere. So if they decide to vote to strike and their contract is not what they want, it's going to go down. And it's going to be 15 days of fuckery. And honestly, I just can't wait for it. I would love to see it. Love it. Love it. But anyway, Miss K finna go inside, y'all. I'm tired. I ain't even started work yet, dog, and I'm mentally already drained. I ain't in these streets running around doing errands. But just wanted to give y'all a little heads up. Miss K always give y'all information that you can use, baby. Always. I want y'all to be educated and fully aware of what's going on, so that you can never say you weren't told and you did not know. Right? All right. So always remember, my postal babies. Love and light. Peace.